Flathead University proudly presents 5 Things You Didn't Know You Can Do in DALIM TWIST. This episode marks the end of the series, much like an X on a treasure map. This got me thinking. X isn't always the end. It can also be a beginning when you change your point of view. Case in point, this Excel spreadsheet. There's the conventional view. Hey, a list of files. Looks like work to me. And then there's the enlighten view. Hey, nice run list. Did you know Twist can turn a spreadsheet into a job ticket? Just look at it ripping through all that data. Twist is turning rows and columns into forks with variables. And it all starts with saving the spreadsheet as XML. Here's our workflow. A SetParamFromXML and a check incoming tool. Wondering where I hid the fork tool? I didn't. It's built into the SetParamFromXML tool's expert mode. To configure this tool, we need an XML sample file, the XPath subset selector, and an XPath to the data source. In this configuration, the tool is expecting 2 columns of data, the first cell being column A, the second being column B. Rule 1 is for column A. It will extract the cell data and store it in a variable called file name. Rule 2 is for column B. It will store the data in a variable called task. The tool will generate a fork process for every row of data found. In the check incoming tool, we rename each fork, substituting the file name variable. Now, let's take a look at our workflow in action. The fork process was renamed, and there's our 2 variables. Wait a second. Where are the fork variables, like we saw in episode 1? Unfortunately, SetParamFromXML doesn't generate the fork variables. Not to worry, we have a couple of X's to remedy this oversight. The first X is the tickle command exec, meaning execute. We execute a grep on the working file, counting the number of row nodes, and save the value as the variable fork number. Then, we capture the process ID of the input file using the Twist framework procedures wiffle process and wiffle server name. In the second post-fork setparam from RE, we capture the process ID of the current process. And in Rule 2, we solve for the fork index variable with our second X. With the expr command, we evaluate the expression that follows it. The current process minus the parent process plus 1 equals the fork index. Let's verify the results by selecting the parent process and one of the forks. First, the row count, the row number, column A, and column B. Now, let's see which row this is. It's row 5, with its 2 variable values. So, where do the forks go from here? The possibilities are endless when X marks the start.